the bearings in our steering are a little crunchy, so they need replacing. We need to first get this wheel off, and once that's off, then we kind of just go up the ways here. Remove all the items on the forks. So I'm going to get the speed sensor up, the caliper off, a couple of fasteners, ABS fender, and then the handlebar. We have to worry about getting our bearings off of this here, yes, and getting our races out. So the races, greetings again, everyone. We've got the races and the bearings out. So as you can see here, we're all cleaned up. So now what we need to do is kind of put everything back in, but new style. So we got all our parts here. We're going to use this tool again. Now this is going to be to install the roller bearings, the base, into the steering stem. So this furry thing here that's got dog fur all over it again. So yes, we're going to use this tool, then we're going to use our last of the new tools, the bearing race driver. It's going to drive in our races. We've got some Royal Enfield again, genuine parts, races and bearings, a new bottom seal, and I'm going to reuse the top seal because I cleaned it up and it's actually looking pretty good. So we're going to use that, and of course some waterproof grease. Oh. What is that I hear? Hark, is that a Royal Enfield Himalayan coming home? And so it is. The first thing that we are going to do is put the bearings back on the steering stem, which means we're using the same tool that we did the pulling of the bearings. The difference being is we're going to take the bottom off. This was to pull the bearings. And then we're going to slap on one of these adapters. Now the adapter is size suspicious. So you need to know which size to use. Alright, and we had to take out the center bit because we are going to do some Okay, so we're going to use the 26mm here. The idea with this tool is that we're going to be able to hammer the bearings down the steering stem evenly, and without damaging them. This is going to do all that for us. So first off, we need to have the seal. Let's see, I can show you. So, we're going to be putting our bearings on our steering stem. So we're going to start off with our seal. Okay, good. Then we have our bearings, which we want to put our bearings on this way. See them slowly start to go down. And then our race is going to go up into the actual tube on the bike. Whoop! Look at that. They're eager to go, are they not? Okay. So you can see, I don't know if you can you see? There's still a gap here. So the idea is we need to get these bearings down to that seal. And this is where our tool is going to come in handy. Okay. So there's a nice piece of wood here. Something to hammer on. Goodness, those are already like happy day in there. My goodness me. It's like they really want to go on. Okay, so first we need to put some grease on our bearings. Now there's a few ways you can do this. I have learned how to do it from Eric the car guy. But anyways, he showed us a method on how to get the grease in the bearings. Really nice, like, it's not the prettiest, but it works. Alright, just have to get your fingers dirty, I guess, you know? And I can wear gloves, but how much fun is that? So, okay, so we want to take a big glob of grease out. This grease is kind of cool, it's like blue. And blob it into your hand. Most people will wear gloves to do this. You do as you need to. And then we take our bearings and we go just like that. You have to make the sound effects or else it doesn't work. And you just kind of like squish it in, so kind of like this. And you just kind of slowly go around, picking up a little grease at a time, squishing it in there real good, like. Our seal bearings. Alright. So slick. Oh my goodness. Well, my fingers will be waterproof for a while. I think I wear gloves, but then what fun would we have? Our tool with a 26mm on there. Down shaft. Grease to the side. Okay, so the idea is to knock it down as evenly as possible. So, very, very gently. Hit it harder. I think we need some gloves. Alright, now we're cooking. The seal can still move a little, so I'm going to do some more hammering. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to call it on that. Get the tools cleaned up. A bit more grease on these bearings. And then we will put the races in, top and bottom. Okay, now we are off to the races. I'm gonna put the top one in first, I think. It just seems easier to knock down as opposed to up right now. So, even though they're the same and they're brand new, I'm gonna use the race for the bearings that they came with in the package. Which means we want our top race. And our bearings all greased up later. They just kind of pop in up the top, so really easy. So, then we get to use our last new tool. Steering head bearing race driver. Our handle. And by the looks of it, this is the one we need. There's different sizes, so you have to make sure you get the right size. Alright. Let's go up. Here. So, obviously, you can see we cannot just plop it in there. We need to bang it in, which means we need our tool. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to employ some backup muscle, so yeah, we'll return and see how it goes. Now we need to get the bottom race in. So, just to recap, we have a race in, bearings greased and in. I could take these out to show you, but I do not want to get the grease on my fingers again. We have our steering stem with the bearings down there, all greased up. Now we need to get the last race up into here. So, got our tool. I'm just going to try and nudge it in here. You want to watch the action? Couple last few schwackums. I'm thinking that's good. Yeah. Alright, I think I'm happy with that. That tool came in handy. Okay, so I think we're ready to put our steering stem back in. We can't finish up today because we're just waiting for our yoke, but if we can get that in, then the bearings are all sealed up and they're not going to get dusty or dirty. Not that much could happen here in the tent, but so what I have to do is take our steering stem, it's a bit heavy, and put it up in here, and then put on the tightening nut. So I'm just going to set you here, and man, that's heavy. And when you take your bike apart, you realize how much weight the poor thing's carrying around with it. When you're riding, you don't always feel the weight, but it's there. It's as smooth as butter. Well, that took a little longer than I expected, but we're done. We're back together. Tomorrow we'll go out for a ride and test, make sure everything is together and tightened properly. And yeah, hopefully that's it for a bit. We can just ride. So that concludes our bearings episode. Thanks a lot for watching and hanging out with the Grasshopper. I don't know when we'll be in the garage next. You never know. Bagheera, right? I think it's time to go in and relax for a bit. See you later. Safe travels, everybody.
Close your eyes. What do you hear?
I hear the water. I hear the birds.
Do you hear your own heartbeat?
No.
Do you hear the grasshopper, which is at your feet?